And new at 6 across our state, evidence to help put sexual assault suspects behind bars is still waiting to be tested.
A statewide system to track these sexual assault kits was supposed to be up and running a year ago, but we found out today it still isn't. In 2020, the governor signed a bill telling SLED to create and operate a statewide sexual assault kit tracking system. The bill required all medical facilities and law enforcement agencies to be using the system by June of 2022. But SLED says they haven't received funding for the program. In a letter to the governor sent this January, SLED Chief Mark Keel said, quote, "Despite the lack of dedicated reoccurring funding for this project, SLED has nevertheless made substantial strides towards implementation since the last report issued on August 1, 2022. Well, in 2021, SLED estimated the program would cost $150,000. And that same year, they confirmed that there were 1,700 untested sexual assault kits in the state. They're now working with a healthcare technology company to launch the tracking system, which as of January was in the development phase. We asked SLED if there have been any significant updates since the January report, but we have not heard back. The next status report on the program is due to the governor and the House and Senate Judiciary Committees by the end of July. At the end of next month, we should say. Well, asked the governor's office about the program, and they responded, saying, quote, "Implementing a program of this size is no small task. SLED has made great progress in developing the program, and we look forward to it being implemented this year." Now, we uncovered the information about the status of the program while investigating the testing status of a rape kit performed on Stephen Smith. That's a 19-year-old whose body was found in the road in Hampton County in 2015. So for much more on this story and how the rape kit program could help families like Stephen's, be sure to go and visit our website, foxcarolina.com.